Okay, I want you to bring me the coffee, and you can start on the prop for next week. I needed new minions, and it's a trial run. Stop standing around like you're made of plastic or something. Move! Greetings, the world of the internet. I am the great Matthew Squeak, and welcome to Squirrel Talk at the Movies. The surprise hit of Despicable Me is back for a third round of villainy and minions. When Despicable Me first came out, no one expected much, as Illumination Studios was the new kid on the block, launching their first movie. But they took us by storm, capturing us with their creative, wacky humor and adorability.
You don't love me!
And then proceeded to outdo themselves with the sequel. And now it's time for round 3. Can they keep up their streak? Let's find out. The characters. Gru and family are back, bringing back everything we loved about them. If you've enjoyed Gru's narcissistic ways or Lucy's oddball quirkiness before, you'll still enjoy them now. The 3 little girls still try to capture your attention with their cuteness, but it's starting to fade. To me, they're starting to sound a little older and more mature, yet they're still trying to make them look and act exactly the same. If they're going to make more movies and have them continue to grow as characters, they really should age them up just a little. Edith was trying to be a ninja or something in the second one. Guess that phase is over with. It would not wreck their cuteness, and it'd be nice to see them growing into young ladies. And then there's the villain. If you love all that cheesy and wackiness that comes from the 80s, then you will love this character. The dated hairstyle, the dated outfit, the overly complicated scheme. He's all sorts of enjoyable, and even through all the flaws, they were all enjoyable characters to watch. The plot. After failing to capture his nemesis once again, Agent Gru and Agent Lucy are fired. So does that mean that the movie is about financial instability and trying to stay together as a family? Of course not, because straight out of a cheesy soap opera comes Gru's twin and fabulously wealthy brother. And here's where it gets interesting. The plot actually splits into several different and seemingly unrelated directions. Gru is attempting to bond with his long-lost brother and get his job back. Lucy is trying to connect motherly with the girls, and the minions are staging a revolt. What this does is cause the movie to jump around to a lot of unrelated plot points. However, it didn't lose me in any of the transitions. Even though some of the plots never go anywhere, or the minions are just trying to find something to do in the movie, I can still understand and follow what each batch of characters are trying to do. And the plots that do converge in the end did work. But others felt like they were just there to give some of the cider characters something to do. But there was still plenty of humor to be had and fun scenes to experience. Design. Illumination Studios always has curious design choices for their environments and characters, but always interesting ones, settling somewhere between realistic and cartoony, so that when they're down to earth and relatable, we can relate. But when it's time for absolute cuteness or insane slapstick, they can do that too. And Despicable Me 3 is no different. Aside from what I mentioned earlier, how the girls are starting to sound a little older than they look. Overall, it's a fun design. It matches the wacky, goofy nature that is Despicable Me, and I greatly enjoyed it. Overall, it's got plenty of problems, that's for sure. Some characters don't seem to know what to do. They couldn't find anything for Dr. Nefario to do, so they just wrote him out of the plot altogether. Causing the characters to go in different directions causes a little strain in the character development. The best part of the prior movies was this family dynamic, but when the family dynamic is splitting all over the place, it's difficult for that to carry on in this movie. But you know what, I was having such a good time with the humor and whatnot, I found it hard to nitpick at anything. It's just like with their last movie of Sing. Plenty of problems, but it's difficult to dwell on them. So I'm going to give this movie a watch it. The characters may not be as enjoyable as in the second movie, but there's still plenty of enjoyable in this one as well. The story splits, but they were all entertaining splits. So if you enjoy the Despicable Me franchise or the Minions in general, this is the movie for you. And now, a moment with previews. How far has the human race gone to the point that we now have an emoji movie? Looks terrible. You are an insult to squirrels everywhere and should be terminated after you are shaved of all your fur. Yeah, sure, why not? Okay, took you long enough to make a movie, it's just something's not quite right in the animation in this. Look at this. Something is just ever so off about the animation. They're either trying too hard to push Flash to its limits, or they're not trying hard enough to really make it look good. But either way, something just doesn't look quite right about it. But hey, you know what? It could be worse. Ah! No, 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 no! Not happening! Hey, thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe to my videos. If you enjoyed the Despicable Me movies, go ahead and check this one out. Also, please donate any donations on Patreon.